Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Football Stooges, the weekly YouTube podcast where we cover football in the stupidest way imaginable.
And boy, is it stupid.
Very stupid indeed. This first week of the UFL had its ups and downs, and it was like an EKG. There were some ups and there were some downs. There were some really, really low downs. I am looking at you, promise, because that sucked. We'll get into that later. But as always, I am your host, Lob City, and I cannot do this alone, so my compatriots in Stoogery. He is back, Peyton Minis, once again, the Purell hand sanitizer, the Football Stooges, here for 99.9% of all episodes. Philly man himself, Macedon.
2.5 left. 2.5 left.
2.5 left. Until you get more. Until
I get like Chaos Knights, Chaos Marauders, Chaos Ogres. I do want to do a giant, just to have like a giant to paint.
Yeah.
Even though it's not that good on the tabletop, he'll die like in one turn.
Yeah, getting stuff just to paint is awesome. Just getting good models to paint is cool. And last but certainly not least, small crew this week, Kadoff.
What up?
Yeah. Smaller crew this week, Gorlami, I believe, is doing something with track and field, and then Mamba is not able to make it. Reasons unknown. Probably in Norway again. Anyway.
Yeah, Norway again.
I wasn't gonna go there, but hey, we went there. Yep. Yeah. So, decent sized episode again for this one. We're gonna get back into our coverage. So obviously we're gonna have 4 games to cover from the UFL. All 8 teams played, so 4 games. There's not stats in ESPN, so boo. But the UFL stat site is a lot better now. It looks a lot better than it was last year. I'm happy about that. And the UFL also has highlights on YouTube that we'll be playing in the background as we talk about the game, so you guys can get some visual medium here, so you can really consume the content, get the smell of the you need the 4D smell. What does a UFL game smell like? If you were at the Brahmas game, it probably smelled like shit.
You know what shit? The punting rules sometimes. Ugh.
Oh god, yeah.
It was a little weird. So we'll go into our crossover grid. We'll have KF talk about any news that we had in the interim between the last episode, and then we'll get right into coverage of all 4 games and then get out of here. Decent, probably a quicker. I always say this is gonna be a quicker episode than 8 hours later. We're still looking at the clock, but anyway, let's not beat around the bush anymore and get right to the crossover grid.
Ooh,
here we go.
Tough ones now.
These ones always suck. 4th and 5th round draft pick. Kurt Warner wasn't drafted. First round picks. We could do Chris Johnson.
Did you pick? Did you go to the right spot? I thought you picked San Fran.
Right here.
There you go.
Chris Johnson.
Johnson. I think this is the right one. 2008, 2017. Sure. Yep. First round pick that was a commander. There's a lot of them, but I'm gonna go with a crazy one.
Oh yeah.
What were you going to say, kid?
No, go ahead. Mariota will work.
No, it didn't.
No, it definitely won't.
Or it won't.
What?
Okay, I was going to say Dwayne. I was going to say Dwayne Haskins.
Oh. Probably.
Is it a pick by the team?
Dwayne
D-W-A-Y-N-E.
D-W-A-Y-N-E Haskins. There it is. There we go. Not even a picture.
I don't even
First round pick that was a Ram. There's a lot of them. Every time I see Ram, just Jack Youngblood. Shout out Jack Youngblood.
Of course. All right. Rams and 49ers.
Hold on.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy G. There's something you want to say, Macedon?
No, was he? When was he on the Rams?
He's with them now.
Oh,
I guess he hasn't played yet.
Right. Okay. I was thinking.
This one.
Yep, that'll work.
Yep.
And Williams.
Yep. I was thinking, was Cooper Kupp a 4th or 5th round?
Ooh,
Cooper, no.
Or was he?
I think he might have been earlier.
Earlier, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or maybe later. Actually, he might have been undrafted.
Puka was.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Nope.
I want to say Scary Terry, but I know he's a 2nd rounder. So.
4th or more here. 4th or 5th round pick as a Titan.
Try and think Oilers too. Remember, they took the Oilers stuff.
Yeah, I don't remember the Oilers. I was born in the 90s, not the 1890s.
Oh, I'm just thinking there's documentaries, I bet, or stupid shit.
Warren Moon was drafted really high. I know he was an Oiler. So was the original Quadzilla. Oh, what was his name? Oh, I can't remember his name. Running back, massive quads, like the size of
Oh, dude, I just thought of one. Fourth or 5th round pick for the Titans, Amani Hooker. AMANI. Yep.
Amani Hooker. Okay. So we had a Titan and a Niner, and then a Ram and a Niner.
And also a Commanders 4th and 5th.
Yeah. Marcus Mariota was a 4th, 5th round pick. There's no way.
No, he was a first. He was first round. He was drafted by Titans in the first round.
There's no way because we put him right here, and he wasn't. He plays. He had snap. So apparently the site is wrong. Or
either that, or it's a 1st round pick by the team.
No, it's never.
There's no way. Maybe because these are all 1st round picks by the team.
Youngblood was a 1st round pick by Rams. Yeah. Haskins was 1st round pick by Commanders. Okay. Chris Johnson, I believe, was 1st round pick by Titan.
4th or 5th round pick in the NFL draft. That was a Commander. Zach Ertz.
Can't remember.
Let's try it. Nope.
No.
So I guess it is. Wow.
Richard Sherman?
No.
There's no way that works.
No.
I'm pretty sure Sherman was a 3rd rounder anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think he was on.
Oh, no, I was thinking of Lattimore.
Marshawn Lattimore?
Yeah, no, that's not right either.
Also, Sherman could have been on San Fran Rams.
Oh, shit, you're right. Wait, when was he a Ram?
Super Bowl, I thought.
No.
Sherman was not on the Super Bowl.
No, that was Jalen. You're thinking of Jalen Ramsey.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
but Sherman was on San Fran. That's
Sherman right. was on San Fran, yes. Okay.
I want to say that this is a little bit cheating, but I did Google this up. But this is a surprising to me. 4th or 5th round pick for the Commanders, Samaje Perine.
Samaje? Oh, right.
I had no idea he was picked by the Commanders originally.
Samaje Perine. Shout out Samaje Perine. Okay, so now we need some Niners. Let's think of former Niner players that have left the team or players in the past.
I thought they had like a former 49ers DT. I'm blank on the name though. It'll come to me.
Frank Gore. Frank Gore was never a Titan or a Ram. Oh my gosh, man, why did these trip us up? Niners. Alex Smith was never a Ram or a Titan.
Damn it.
What?
Was
no,
Blaine...
No, say we can't use it.
Was Blaine Gabbert ever...
Blaine Gabbert?
Maybe he was on the Rams.
I know he spent some time with the Niners. I don't know about the Titans, though.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
You can try him here.
Blaine
Gabbert! He was a Titan!
Oh!
So now we just need a Niner and a Ram. One that's played on both teams. Terrell Owens was never a Ram.
Nope.
Maybe the other way around. Maybe think of some Rams. Falk was never a Niner. Who was that one running back that lasted very short but was really good? Gurley? I don't think he was ever a Niner.
Gurley? I don't think he was a Niner.
Never a Niner.
I mean, his career was sadly so short.
Yeah.
Was it arthritis? You got fucked.
I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, that was. I feel like he's one of the sadly not his fault by any means, but sadly one of the reasons NFL GMs don't trust running backs with long contracts is just because Gurley deserved every cent he got. He was so good, but at the same time,
He
it
was
just
good.
oh my goodness, it's just almost like the Derrick Rose of the NFL in certain ways.
No, I'm thinking Jay that had the arthritis. That's right.
Yeah, JJ had that 1 or 2 years where it was just like this guy's next Adrian Peterson, and then
How about
Yep.
I got Lawrence Phillips,
who the fuck is that?
former running back, apparently.
LAURENCE.
LAWR, actually.
Oh,
Yeah,
LAW.
that
So
one
LAW. There we go. Some
Hey,
moments. Oh, Isaac Bruce. I forgot Alex Smith was a
was on
Alex
Washington.
Commander.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the
Randy
fuck
Moss.
did
When was
Randy
Randy
Moss a Titan?
When was he a Niner?
What? I'm Googling
When
this.
was he either of these?
Marcus
What?
Mariota was a first round pick
I know.
But it didn't work for here.
for the Washington.
He was a
yeah.
Niner in 2012 and a Titan in 2010. What?
Huh.
What?
I
Hold
don't
on.
remember this.
Who's Jared Goff for Rams first round
Randy
pick.
Moss.
Going down. Let's see.
Randy
okay.
Moss in a
Okay.
Titans jersey. What?
Here's what I got. So when he went back for the second set with the Vikings, he got released, and then Titans claimed off waivers. He only started in 4 games. Retired 2011 and re-announced is coming back to the league in 2012, signing a 1-year contract with the 49ers. Barely played.
Damn.
So it looks like his career was the Vikings, then the Patriots, then the Raiders, then the Niners, then the Titans. What the fuck?
Well, yeah, I'm looking right at his wiki page. In order, it's, of course, Vikings, Raiders, Patriots, Vikings again, Titans, 49ers.
Fuck, I didn't even know Randy Moss.
I
paid for
never
those
would have
two
guessed either. Never would have
teams. Also,
guessed.
Kirk Cousins is right here for the Commanders.
Oh, yeah, that would have worked.
Oh, he was. I thought he was a third round pick for Washington.
I think we're fucking ourselves over trying to think the more obscure character players.
Sometimes.
True, yeah.
These are all 49ers and
Joseph
Rams.
Day, Leonard Floyd. That's might have been who I was thinking of. Leisure Douzable. I remember that name from Key and Peele.
Leisure Douzable.
But what is that face? Chris Hetherington?
Amp Lee.
Steve Bono. Jack Reynolds. Jeff Kemp. Charlie Young.
Not many. Okay. That is our crossover grid. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to Kate of News.
All right, we're going to get through this kind of quickly here. I have nothing really on injury news because, once again, UFL does not seem to want to report it in a timely manner, or there are just no injuries this week to start out for UFL. So going straight into signings and re-signings. First, some big news for coaching re-signings. Colorado is sticking around with primetime. Head coach Deion Sanders is getting a 5-year extension worth $54 million, making him one of the highest-paid coaches in college football. And not to be outdone, the NFL is also doing something similar. The Ravens are extending John Harbaugh on a 3-year deal. So more of them being the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Maple Leafs.
NFL, I guess. Yeah. Misspoke it again. Other stuff that we're still kind of waiting on answers for. Nothing's official yet, but Steelers owner Art Rooney II is confirming that Aaron Rodgers is most likely heading their direction. But a little less certain for Trey Hendrickson. He's reportedly unhappy with comments made by team executive Katie Blackburn, saying that he should be happy with what you guys are offering them, and all he needs to do to be paid is say yes. Which is just rough news if you're him, because from the sounds of it, he wants to be a Bengal for life. He wants to have his family grow up in Cincinnati and just. But there's certain executives that are saying no. But also at the same time, you did just pay about like what $300 million guaranteed to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. It's going to be tough anyway.
I think there might be some space next season, but it's going to be tough then. But I think we do need to try to extend him by any means necessary. I just don't know how we're exactly going to do that.
Sounds like he's just asking for
Max Crosby money. He's asking for Max
more
Crosby
than you're
money.
willing to give at the moment. But the wording of Blackburn just made it sound like like he's being like rather ungrateful for what they're offering him, which I don't believe is the case. So just bad foot and mouth situation there, I guess.
Or probably clickbait shit.
I don't know. I mean, this was coming from ESPN, and he was talking about it on.
No. I mean, from the person that said it, who
Okay.
like quoted, did
Okay.
the quote. That's what I mean.
That's okay. I see. On to actual stuff and sign news. Cardinals, they are re-signing an old friend of theirs, former Dolphins defensive tackle Calais Campbell, returning for his 18th season. It's a 1 year, $5.5 million. It's his second stint with the team that drafted him back in 2008 and that he last played for in 2016.
But the crazy long time to play that long, especially in the trenches.
Oh, of course. But the bigger news, they are extending tight end Trey McBride on a 4-year, $76 million deal, 43 guaranteed, and at $19 million per year, that breaks Travis Kelce's record for the highest paid tight end of the league by APV. So good for him, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't want to say he's undeserving of that money by any means. Obviously, he's a very good player, but at the same time, did anyone see that coming? Highest paid tight end being Trey McBride?
No,
not really. No,
he didn't really He had a couple of good games, but
he got me some points after Mamba traded me in a fantasy last year, but I don't know if he's worth that much. It is 43 It's only 43 guaranteed, but
if he was getting Brock Bowers numbers in games,
yeah, that brings the question: what is Brock Bowers going to get paid when his rookie deal comes up?
Well, I don't know because the Raiders did something earlier today. We'll get to that in a second. First, I just got to get through the Cowboys, who have acquired former Patriots quarterback Joe Milton III and a 7th-round pick in exchange for a 5th-round pick. They're getting a decent backup for when Dak Prescott immediately gets hurt to start the year, so he might get some playing time in. Broncos are signing former Colts quarterback Sam Ehlinger on a 1-year deal. Texans are signing former Colts linebacker E.J. Speed on a 1-year deal. The Raiders are signing former Texans linebacker Devin White on a 1-year deal. The other thing I mentioned they did, so they already acquired Geno Smith, trading him from the Seahawks earlier in the free agency, but they're also extending him on a 2-year, $78 million deal with 66.5 guaranteed and 85.5 maximum for 2 years for Geno Smith.
I mean, he's not bad.
No, he's not bad, but 2 years for up to nearly 90 million. The cap hit on that is going to be insane.
Yeah, for his age and
hey, don't write him off. Don't write him off. You know what Geno does?
I'm not writing him off. I'm not writing off, but
nobody's writing him off. I'm just wondering what are they thinking paying him that much?
But it's
Geno Smith didn't write back.
Oh
no, it's the hooded monster from Repo.
Oh, no, I'm just saying it's like that money. That's like Patrick Mahomes money, Joe Burrow money. It's like Geno Smith is not, as I say, he's not bad, but he's not that high.
He's a good quarterback.
I see you guys writing him off.
The furthest. This is not writing him off.
He ain't gonna write you back. He ain't gonna write you back.
This is not writing him off. I'm just saying this feels like an overpay. He is a good quarterback. I don't know about 90 million in 2 years good. That's all I'm saying. Anyway,
they need to fix a lot of stuff on the defense.
Especially with some of the departures they've had.
Bengals versus Raiders. If that happens this year, oh my God, 170 to 171. Bengals victory.
Right. Yeah.
Zero defense, all offense.
That's all I've got for signings. Moving on to miscellaneous stuff. Speaking of Richard Sherman, we mentioned him earlier. I can confirm he and his family are safe after armed robbers broke into their home while they were all inside. The robbers were not captured, but luckily from sounds of it, everybody was in a safe area, or the robbers just didn't encounter them while they were in the house. Other than that, we've got a few things from the league meetings. One of the first few in the offseason. A few key points that were discussed. The tush push ban, tabled for further discussion in future. So, not denied or approved, but we're going to have to wait to hear more news on that. Anyway, eliminating automatic first downs for defensive holding and legal contact. That was proposed by the Lions. That has been denied. Camera-based first down rulings, they will be approved, and once again, chain gangs will remain for secondary capacity. This is and then a couple iffy ones. Christmas Day games. There's now going to be 3 of them, 2 of which will be on Netflix, and the final one, because Christmas falls on a Thursday this year, on Amazon Prime for their Thursday night coverage.
I like it, but I don't like that it is on Netflix. That's stupid.
Yeah.
That
right,
only being on Netflix. But again, Thanksgiving football is amazing. Thanksgiving football is great. It is one of the great, I feel like almost great American pastimes at this point, to sit there with the family, talk about whatever. Usually it ends up your uncle and aunt arguing about politics, whatever. But at the same time, you sit there, you have some good food, and you watch some. I would be lying if I said good football, because it's it's usually what the Lions and Cowboys, and besides the recent 2 years, the Lions have usually sucked and the Cowboys have sucked since the 90s. But now it's the same thing for Christmas. Oh, that'd be amazing to sit there on one of the greatest days of the year in a great celebration for whatever reason you celebrate it for, with family, and just be able to watch football. That's amazing.
No, because they got put on a Tuesday, they got put on a Wednesday when the players only have 2 or 3 days rest, or maybe 1 day rest.
I do think
all these Christmas games are on Christmas Day.
They're not
That's
saying.
What I'm saying. What I'm saying is that what's going to happen is they're going to be like on Christmas Day. So that means when the Christmas becomes like a Tuesday or a Wednesday, they're going to do what they did this past season. The Wednesday. It's like, no, just
all
Thursday
they need to do
suck
is
anyway, too.
All they need to do is add another week to the season, but don't add another game. 2 bye weeks, and if you have to play on Christmas, you get your bye week going into the Christmas week.
Or
your
just
second bye week.
Or just go back to 16 games.
Yes, but I don't like finishing at 800. I like 17 games because you can't finish at 800 or 500. What am I saying? 800 at 500.
800.
Yeah. You can't finish at 500. You have to finish either with a winning or losing record. You can't be down the middle. So Steelers fans rejoice.
So football is the only one that doesn't have even number of games. Basketball has 82. Hockey has 82. Baseball is 162.
Yeah, and we play like the least amount of games of almost any sport. Who cares? We're still the best one. We're the best one for watching, consuming, and almost the best one nearly the best one for paying. It's just baseball for some reason is like ridiculous because they don't have a salary cap, which is ridiculous. I don't watch baseball.
My God.
Also, no salary floor.
Oh God.
Yeah, as in the teams that want to tank will tank. Pittsburgh, White Sox,
because they just sit around and do nothing.
Yeah, let's get Chris Bryant after they traded Nolan Arenado to get and then they got Chris Bryant.
Okay, enough baseball talk. I'm falling asleep. Oh my God.
Anyway, yeah. Also, me like, okay, cool. We got Alex Bregman. What about our pitching? Anyway, off of that. Other quick ruling things. Kickoff rulings. Where the football will be moved to now the 35-yard line after a touchback. I'm sorry to say that has been approved.
God damn it.
Yeah. I mean, it makes kickers be more like, you can't just like absolutely like boot the thing. You're trying to be a little bit more accurate. I think it's an interesting take on it. We'll have to see how it goes. I'm not fully against it. I'm also not fully for it. But at the same time, it makes kickers, because for so long when they moved the kicks up to reduce with like the head injuries for a while, every fucking kick was through the end zone.
Wait, hold on. Are you saying that where they kick it or where they place after the touchback?
Where it gets placed after the touchback.
That's what I hate. Here's what I say: to make it better for if you want more returns, move the kickers back instead of having them be at the 45.
It was already controversial when they were moving it up to the 30 when it was originally at the 25. Now you're moving it to the 35.
Yeah.
So
instead of had the kickers kick off at like the 45 or 40, have them kick off at the 30.
Exactly. Anyway, last of the rule changes. The overtime time for regular season, that has been approved, where both teams will get at least one possession in the regular season, where extra time will be 10 minutes. And it was originally 15 proposal. They knocked that down to 10.
Just do college overtime. Stop beating around the fucking bush and just accept that college overtime is 100% better. What is wrong with college overtime?
It's the game that never ends.
Yeah.
And then people gonna complain about injuries and player safety again. It's like, holy fuck, you can actually end the fucking game by having
I can't wait to see a Chargers Broncos game.
No, ties are so stupid. How does anyone like ties? Ties are so dumb. Someone wins, someone loses. You don't tie. When you fight a war, you don't tie. You win or you lose.
There's no gray area when it comes to a sport of any kind, really. Like, you can't. Like, one team has to win, one team has to lose. It's just how the way it is. Anyway, getting off of rules
hockey instead of fucking shootouts.
Few quick things. A couple things from the UFL season opener that was this week. They did play it despite not any new labor meetings or CBA. The UFL players are planning to meet in person with league co-owner The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, about the negotiations. They were planning on meeting with him prior to the season opener, where he was supposed to attend in person the opener between the Battlehawks and Roughnecks, but a travel delay caused him to miss the game. And it was a decent game, especially across the board for all of them, as we'll get to, especially after Renegades running back Kalen Ballage set the UFL record for the longest rushing touchdown with a 77-yard sprint in their season opener win over the Showboats. So good for them. And finally, going to have to end this on a bit of a melancholy note because we got a few passings in the football world. Former safety Matt Stevens passed away at the age of 51. He played 7 years in the league with the Bills, Eagles, Commanders, Patriots, and Texans, finishing his career as a one-time Super Bowl champion with New England, 300 tackles, 13 interceptions, and a sack. From the older generation, Raiders offensive tackle John Vella passed away at the age of 74, spending 8 years in the league with the Raiders and Vikings, starting in over 90 games and becoming a one-time Super Bowl champion. And this is just tragic after earlier this week, a rising football player out of Frisco, Texas, 17-year-old Austin Metcalf was attacked and killed in a random stabbing at a track meet. It's just an awful story to hear, dude. So I just want to say our hearts go out to him and rest in peace. That's all I got.
Condolences. All right. Sad to end on that note, but at the same time, we have now some football to cover, so we'll go ahead and go back to the UFL here. Love that there's highlights for these, so we'll have these playing in the background. We'll start out with the opener that was on a Friday night. Good way to start the UFL season. It was, though, very weird to see the Battlehawks without AJ McCarron at the helm, but at the same time, not much change. They're still dominating. 31-6, the final score. St. Louis gets their first win of the season away. They were playing in Houston, I believe.
Yep. Good interception.
From TDECU Stadium. I don't know what that TDECU. I don't know what that is, but
I think that might be like a local stadium for one of their colleges out there.
Possibly. Maybe let me just.
I'm actually looking up now.
Yeah. TDECU Stadium. It's the
University.
University of Houston Stadium. John O'Quinn Field at TDECU Stadium is an American football stadium on the campus of the University of Houston. So it's a pretty big stadium. It is a pretty big stadium. Go.
Football's big in Texas, and everything's bigger in Texas. So,
exactly. Yeah. That's why I'm 6'6". So,
have you guys ever been to UT Austin? Like, their stadium is fucking massive.
But yeah, I go to Michigan games constantly, so stadium sizes have kind of been ruined for me. Because,
yeah.
Yes.
What is the capacity of Michigan again? Like, it's like over 100,000.
165,863, I think.
Do that many people even live in Michigan?
Yeah, well, I don't remember. I know it's 160 or 80,000 something. So,
fucking hell.
Wait, hold on.
I'm looking it up. I'm wrong. 107,601.
Okay, I'm about to say
160 is.
I know it starts with 1, but I don't remember what
that much.
Yeah, 107,601. It is the third largest stadium in the world by capacity. The only two bigger ones are a cricket stadium in India, and then I think a stadium in North Korea, which hasn't been officially verified, but the North Korean government has said that it's like really big. So whatever. Anyway, back to football. 31-6 final score. Battlehawks win and get their first win of the season, start the season off well. Their quarterback, Manny Wilkins, only quarterback in the game for this one. 17 for 22 for 189. No picks, no touchdowns, but had a completion percentage of 77.3 and a rating of 102. A lot of guys ran the ball and had a lot of success here. Javon Howard, 13 for 115 and a touchdown. His longest was a 74-yard run. Jacob Saylors, 16 for 98 and a touchdown, as well as Manny Wilkins, the quarterback, scrambled for 43 yards on 8 different attempts for 2 touchdowns as well. So this was a rushing attack.
Oh, yeah.
Max Duggan also got in the game, former Texas Christian University quarterback, went 3 for 12 on his runs. And then as far as receiving went, Ja'Cour Pearson, 6 for 83, Jacob Saylors 4 for 47, Frank Darby 2 for 32, Javon Howard 3 for 18, Chase Allen 1 for 5, and Jake Sutherland 1 for 4. For the Roughnecks, a lot tougher. We had an abysmal 38.9% completion percentage for Nolan Henderson, 7 for 18 for 68 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. It was a lot worse though for Anthony Brown at quarterback, 5 for 11, a 45% completion percentage with no picks or no touchdowns and 2 picks. So not a great day. Henderson was also the lead rusher, 4 for 54, and Brown 1 for 20 as well. The only touchdown for the Roughnecks came in a pass from Henderson to Justin Hall. Hall had 5 receptions for 40 yards. Kiki Chisholm, 2 for 19. Emmanuel Butler, 1 for 16. And Cam Sutton, no relation, 1 for 7. This was definitely a one-sided game. The Renegades still seem to be struggling somewhat. They couldn't get anything going offensively, and they were just worn down on defense by this constant rushing attack from the Battlehawks. A little bit of a change-up. The Battlehawks were a very balanced team last year, but tended to be a little bit more pass-heavy just because the talent of A.J. McCarron was very, very apparent, and they used it to their advantage. But it seems like now they have been able to, at least for this first game, rely heavily on the run game. They had 273 rush yards to the Roughnecks' 94.
Well, yeah, when it comes to spring football, Jacob Saylors has always been a decent option for the Battlehawks, and I believe he played for, I think, another team in the XFL. I could be wrong about that. But yeah, from the sounds of it, their rushing attack has been definitely upgraded. With McCarron gone, they definitely had to go somewhere else. And I guess with Wilkins, you've got a great scrambling quarterback. He doesn't just look like a decent throwing option with a beard like young Dan Fouts, but
I'm gonna say Andrew Luck.
Or Andrew Luck, yeah. That.
I mean, it's not like he had a bad completion rating either.
Not at all.
He did good. He did good. It's just obviously like I think this is nothing against him. This is also just like the talent of AJ McCarron and his talent. There's definitely a bit of a gap, but still was amazing.
It can be what the defense was giving the Battlehawks. Also, if they're giving those lanes for rushing, it's like might as well take it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who knows? Some of these could have been actually designed runs and not just like crazy scrambles. Also, shout out to Rodrigo Blankenship there.
Yeah, shout out Rodrigo. But amazing performance by the Battlehawks. A great job on the ground. The ground game was the key to their success here. And then for the Roughnecks, I mean, the defense has just got to get a lot better, and you can't have those mistakes. You got to find a good quarterback here.
With Wade Phillips as your coach, you got to work on that.
Wade Phillips is with the Brahmas.
I think he was Roughnecks with the Flood.
Yeah,
he
I think he was a few years ago. I think they went the first season 3 years ago. So,
he was with the.
But big shout out though. I love the Houston helmets. It's a really good take on the Texas flag, and it's a helmet style I've never seen before. 3 different colors in that shape. I think it's really cool. I really like it.
Yeah.
Golly, he's such a dork. Oh my god. Oh, Rodrigo Blankenship. Also, wasn't this the game with the long run, or was that?
No, that's
it had the record in the front.
No, that was Renegades and Showboats.
I thought there was a 76-yarder, and then the 77 broke it like literally the game. Oh no, that's right. Not this one. It was the 2 games on Saturday.
Yes.
Yep. Oh, there was this. There's this. We have to show this. This was by
What we got
Javion
here?
Howard. This was a 74-yard long run here, and
Oh.
there is something. It might be the dreads, but there is something
I
very
see where you're going.
similar. There's something very similar. This was maybe a mini Beast Quake here. It is really interesting though to see somebody with a number in the 40s to be able to do something of that nature, like just
Also, I was
hit
thinking
the
Derrick
gap
Henry.
here, break some tackles. Also, great trap concept there. 62 getting up the field. Couple guys to beat there. Makes it.
Look at that
Stays
spin.
strong. And then just
Ifs the
great
guy.
blocking. Great setup. Really good way to suck the linebackers into the wrong positions there. And also, drone foot. Like, look at that. That drone footage is awesome.
That's actually really cool.
UFL games are so crazy because there's the drone footage. A lot of times you're hearing the coordinators or quarterbacks or middle linebackers that have mics set up. You actually are tapped into the headset.
You hear the coordinator say "fuck."
Yeah, there's so many. Like again, there are so many f-bombs. It's actually like kind of scary, but at the same time,
It's always funny. Like
it's so
when
funny
it
when
comes
the,
back to
like you just immediately like somebody cuts it out because you know somebody in like the media center is like, oh well, that was on ESPN.
when it comes back to me, as the referee is like speaking at like a Texas game, he's like talk about one, and you just hear what the fuck.
Yeah, and then also you get to hear into the refs as well when they're talking about making decisions on calls and stuff like that. So you get a really different aspect into the game. They interview coaches and players in the game. Like they're not on the field when they're interviewing them, but they're like they score a touchdown. They're on the sideline. There's a guy on the sideline just like, hey, how'd you score that touchdown? And then the guy's like, oh, well, I ran down the field and then I tried. Yeah, I just caught the ball and yeah, it's so funny.
Not people to interview when you're like out of breath. It's like, come on,
yeah,
give the guy a rest.
Just ran 45 yards. What do you want from me?
Yeah, all right, but we'll go ahead and move on now.
Now this is the game where
fucking clocked.
Really, really pretty game to look at because the colors for the uniforms are so vibrant in the sun in Arlington, but at the same time,
you're a Showboats fan.
Well, this isn't the Showboats. This is the Brahmas.
Oh fucking.
Yeah.
I'm all fucked up right now.
Wah, wah, wah.
Go drunk, you're home.
Yeah. 9-33, the final score. Home team Arlington Renegades get the win. Not a great day for the Brahmas. Kellen Mond, our quarterback right there, who just was getting hounded, throw the ball away. 17 for 31 for a 54.8% completion percentage. No touchdown, no picks, 159 yards. A 69.2 rating, not great. Not as horrible as it could have been, but the run game was not good. Our running back last year, Anthony McFarland, was supposed to be our go-to guy. He had 3 rushing attempts for 32 yards. We barely gave him the ball. Jayshawn Corbin, 6 for 36 on the ground. Kellen Mond, 3 for 19. Josh Lovett, 8 for 18 and a touchdown. We only had 105 rush yards in total amongst 4 different rushers. Receiving, Jacob Harris, 4 for 63. Jonte Kirkland, 4 for 39. Greg Ward, 4 for 24. Lovett, 1 for 16. Justin Smith, 1 for 9. Anthony McFarland, 2 for 6. To the Renegades, Luis Perez, back in shotgun for them again this season, went 20 for 25. Lasered our defense for a 80% completion percentage for 164 yards, only throwing 1 interception with no touchdowns. 77.3 rating. Running the ball, Kalen... Okay, this guy's last name is spelled Ballage. Is this guy's last name Ballage?
Yes.
Like I have enormous
ballage.
Yeah. So
I'm just thinking Major League. I'm thinking Major League now.
Yeah.
Major League 2, I think.
So yeah, this guy had 9 attempts, 110 yards. He had some absolute ballage. Kalen Ballage, 9 for 110 and a touchdown on the ground. Day Hunter, 16 for 40. Luis Perez, also 2 for 18. Receiving, Saul Cannell is back, 4 for 45. Tyler Vaughn's 3 for 28. Devontae Payton, 2 for 19. Deontay Burnt, 2 for 19. Isaiah Winstead, 4 for 19. Seth Green, 2 for 13. And LeJuan Winningham, 1 for 12. As well as Kalen Ballage again, 1 for 9. Renegades team is definitely very scary on the offensive side of the ball. Still having Canella and Luis Perez, that elite connection they had last year, bringing it back to this year is amazing. And then for the Brahmas, our defense was very solid last year, and I feel like our run game was good, and we could do neither right.
Great.
We also, that was an interception. Why wasn't that recorded? in stats.
Did it come back? Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe, possibly,
Probably
I don't know.
back. Probably
But
first round.
no, they have the ball now. Yeah, that was just not recorded. Anyway, I feel like like that run right there,
Jeez.
like the defense for the Brahmas, I felt like was just not there. We struggled in pass coverage. I mean, letting a guy, I said it there, one pick, yes. Letting a guy go 20 for 25, you forced a pick, which is good, but again, 80% completion percentage? Like, we need to start sending the blitz, we need to start rushing him a little bit, we need to throw a different look at him somewhat, and I know Wade Phillips knows how to do this. This guy's a defensive genius. This guy was amazing last year. So, we need to be seeing more of this and less of 80% completion percentage against our team. That was rough.
I wouldn't call that forcing. I would call that was a bad decision by Perez.
Yes.
Come on.
Like,
you
throwing it into
the whole time.
Double coverage.
I think he knows.
Like, why did I
think he knows. I think he knows. But again, this Arlington team has the advantage, I think, of some really key positions coming back. I know again, that's Anthony McFarland right there. Like, 3 carries. That was one of them for 31 yards. Like, give him the ball a little bit more. 3 carries? Really? That's it? 3 carries. Especially in a set like this. Look at that. That's like a hat on a hat lineup right there. 4 down linemen, 1 linebacker. That's easy money. We just need to be doing more of that. But again, final score, 9-33 in favor of Arlington. They're off to a great start this year. Again, the uniforms in the NFL or UFL are so good, I feel like. Obviously, the yellow for the Brahmas can be a little obnoxious sometimes, but like the powder blue of Arlington is just amazing. I do wish the helmets were a little bit more matte, so they matched a little bit better, but at the same time, solid uniforms. Solid.
I think it's kind of easier when it's only 8 teams in the league.
Right. Less stuff that you can mess up with. Something I would like to see get a rebrand, though, the Memphis Showboats. I don't know why, but their colors just don't stick well to me. It's kind of like the Commanders. I feel like they just don't work well.
It almost looks like they were wearing like the Air Force like Blue Angels, like as like
no,
like their
the Blue
colors.
Angels are lighter than blue than that.
There needs to be some more accent. It's like a really dark blue and a really bright like yellow, and there's not something to kind of like get those colors brightness wise to kind of mesh. Maybe a gray, like a light gray accent line in between the blue and the yellow.
Look like they're Boston College.
Yeah, solid uniforms, and I love the little like light blue accent they have every now and then. Really solid touch. But again, we're talking about uniforms. So let's talk about the game that was played. 12-26. The final score, Michigan gets the win on the road in Memphis. There were 2 quarterbacks that played for Michigan. One played a little bit more than the other. Bryce Perkins had the majority of the snaps.
Holy God. Was that actually? Okay.
That was it.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
God.
All that matters is it goes in. It can look like a duck, but if it goes in, you're all good. Right there, number 3, Bryce Perkins.
Holy shit.
Yeah, was very, very aggressive in his scrambling. 16 for 19 for an 84.2% completion percentage. 1 touchdown, no picks for 163 yards and a 120 rating. Great job. Danny Etling. Yeah, just
tries to climb the pile. Wow.
Clears one guy, nearly a second.
I'm surprised he's trying to do that after having a neck injury in college.
And the other thing, though, is he has a Super Bowl championship. This guy was on the Rams when they beat, sadly, my Bengals. Also, this play. Right, look at this. Look at that.
What a fighter. Holy shit.
When I messaged our group, Perkins, what the fuck, randomly on a Sunday, you guys were all probably like, what? What are you talking about? This. Snap, rolls out right, beats the middle linebacker, stiff arms a corner into the dirt, beats another linebacker there, and then has to spin off a DT hitting him on the side to dive for the touchdown. Even then, they wired into his mic after he scored, and his reaction was like, what did I just do? Like, how did that work? That was just pure instinct. That was like battle survival there.
When you messaged that, I was taking a nap.
Yeah. Etling was the other quarterback in this game for the Panthers. He went 4 for 6 for 30 yards. Probably just playing at the very end of the game when it was a little bit of garbage time there. Running the ball was not too much of a priority for the Panthers. Nate McRae, 14 for 34. Matthew Colburn, the second, 10 for 32. Etling had 2 scrambles for 15 yards. Perkins, 6 for 14 and a touchdown. Receiving, Marcus Sims, 4 for 53. Mark Turner, 5 for 40. COC Marner, 3 for 35. Samson Nakua, one of the older brothers of Puka Nakua. His other brother, Kai Nakua, is on defense and had a game-winning pick 6 for them. Samson went 2 for 35 and a touchdown. So both Nakua scored this game. And then Matthew Corbin II, 2 for 10. Gunnar Oaks, 1 for 7. Nate McCray, 1 for 6. Cole Hicatini, 1 for 6. And Devin Ross, 1 for 1. Then going to Memphis. They had 2 quarterbacks go in. Both didn't really do great. Troy Williams, 8 for 11, 104 for 8 for 11 for 104 yards, 62 or 72.7% completion percentage. Excuse me. No touchdowns, 1 pick. EJ Perry also came in, who last year was kind of off and on. 10 for 17 for 93 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, playing his former team in the Panthers. He was 58.8% successful.
Quack.
Yeah, that's EJ Perry for you right there. That was a really, really, really poor choice. Running the ball was abysmal for the Showboats. 10 attempts for Denrick Prince, I believe. 38 yards on 10 attempts. Jalen Jackson, 11 attempts and 24 yards. Prince averaged 3.8 yards a carry. Jalen Jackson, 2.2. Not great. Receiving, Jonathan Adams, 6 for 93 and a touchdown. Derek Prince, 2 for 27. Jalen Jackson, 2 for 21. Kwame Lassiter II, 2 for 10. Ryan Izzo, 1 for 10. Elijah Stone, 1 for 9. Dre Anderson, 1 for 8. J.J. Wilson, 1 for 8. Isaiah Henney, 1 for 6. Kai Loxley, 1 for 5. They kind of put not even lightly, it seems like the Showboats just nothing works ever. This team just has not ever gotten anything together. Both quarterbacks did not play great. EJ Perry was in for the most. He had 17 attempts. Threw one of the picks as we saw there and was pulled. Didn't even have a 60% completion percentage. And then Troy Williams had to try to make it up and only went 8 for 11. And they couldn't run the ball. Michigan's defense did an amazing job. Obviously, at the end, we'll show the pick 6 here. I think, if I can get to it. Here it is. Shotgun snap. There goes Troy Williams. Under pressure, throws one up. Nakua grabs it. There goes Kai Nakua running down the sideline. Makes a long return and just has every blocker imaginable. That was an amazing return selection. And 8-point game, that was totally, you come back from that. You could score 6 points and then get a 3-point conversion and win the game there. So that was a game-sealing and game-winning interception there for a touchdown. Pick 6. So Michigan played very well to take care of business. Also, this camera, these camera angles are amazing.
Whoa.
The chest cams. Did you see the contact?
The block.
The block. That right there, that clean block with number 10 there. That's on a lineman. Nearly pancaked a lineman.
Yeah.
And then just somersaults, I guess. I don't know what that was. I don't know if you tell fell over or somersaulted. But yeah, amazing. Great job by the Panthers to get the job done. And hey, it's a party day in the Kua household. Both brothers scored. Both brothers scored that game. All right. We will move on to the final game of the weekend. This was, I believe, a rematch of last year's UFL's championship.
I don't believe so. I don't think the Defenders won the championship.
They weren't. No, was it the Renegades then? I can't remember which one. But I know the Stallions won. The Stallions went back to back.
I'm actually looking up right now. So
they beat the Brahmas 25-0 last year.
The Brahmas. Yeah, this was San Antonio. But yeah, this was, I believe, the championship games. This is one of the playoff games.
This was one, I believe, for when they were XFL. No, this wasn't fair, right?
Birmingham was not XFL.
Yeah.
But anyway, 11-18 the final score. A very close game, a very good game. It came down to the very end. The winner of this game, the MVP, was the DC Defenders defense. That was the MVP. This was an amazing defensive performance, really shutting one of the better quarterbacks down, I believe. Now that AJ McCarron gone, I feel like the next best quarterback, just I guess on paper, would be Tamu.
On paper, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, so
He can be
he
iffy
did.
at times, as we've seen the past couple seasons, but he's still a damn good quarterback for the team.
He did a great job. DC did a great job shutting down Alex Magoo and this Stallions offensive juggernaut that has been a problem for so many different teams. But they kind of got off their, bread and butter. We'll start with their rushing. Usually they are very, very rushing-oriented team. They like to run the ball a lot. Their lead rusher was their quarterback. Magoo, 8 for 84. Other running backs, Ricky Pearson Jr., 6 for 29, and CJ Marble, 6 for 9. 122 rush yards in total. Good, but also at the same time, 84 rush yards with your quarterback is that very Stallions-like from what we've seen. Generally, this is a team that is coached up by Skip Holtz, son of Lou Holtz. So they're coached very well, and generally like to have a really good balance, sometimes even more run-heavy than pass-heavy. They've been a very dominant team, and this did not look like them at all. If they're going to try to three-peat, unlike the Chiefs that couldn't done, they're going to need to change some things, because...
Maybe it's like a Bengals case where they don't start playing until about a quarter of the way into the season.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for Gorlami's sake, let's not hope so. Passing the ball, Magoo 10 for 23 for 89 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, only a 43.5% completion percentage for an abysmal 50.8 QBR. Receiving, Davian Davis 2 for 28, Jordan Thomas 1 for 13, CJ Marble 1 for 12 and a touchdown. LaMichael Petway 1 for 12, Deion Kane 2 for 9, Amari Rogers 1 for 6, Jalen Camp 1 for 6, and then Ricky Pearson Jr. 1 for 3. Moving on to the DC defenders, Jordan Ta'amu 17 for 37 for 211 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, a 45.9% completion percentage, and a 61.9 rating. The completion percentage is a little low, not bad, but it is under 50%. And the interception was not great, but otherwise, good game from Ta'amu.
yeah,
He also,
passing stats against the champions. I'll take it.
yeah.
So Anthony Richardson numbers.
Yeah, kind of. Not good running numbers, though. Ta'amu did not have a good running day. 2 attempts, -1 yards. Other rushers, Deion Jackson, 10 for 42. Abram Smith, 13 for 37. And Chris Rollin, 2 for 8. Receiving, Ty Scott, 5 for 61. Chris Rollin, 3 for 40 and a touchdown. Jaden Mickens, 2 for 38. Javon Antonio, 3 for 36. Cornell Powell, 2 for 23. Ben Brayshawn, 1 for 7. Bradley Moore McKinney, 1 for 6. A very good passing day, especially against a Stallions defense, which is known to be very good. One of the interesting things about this game is the DC defenders, I believe KF might know more about this, are on the interim head coach, because I believe their actual head coach, their head coach they had at the beginning of the season and through all training camp, had to leave.
He's been the only coach they've ever had who is now with Middle Tennessee, I believe.
Yes, so he had to leave for personal reasons, I believe, from this season. I don't know the exact reason he left, but
I think it's just because we now have Reggie Barlow of a former Jacksonville and Raiders fame, was a Super Bowl champion with the Buccaneers as well, and has also coached before mostly at a. Barlow was the guy who left fame. The Defenders' current coach is, why am I blanking on his fucking name? Shannon Harris, who has been all over college at Tennessee State, Alabama, Virginia, all over the place.
So I will actually look at this.
I actually have that reversed. It was Harris that was our previous coach. Barlow's the current one.
No, Harris is the current coach for you guys.
Oh fuck yeah! Shit, wait.
Yeah, you were right the first time. You're right the first time. You're right the first time.
Yeah.
Again,
go drunk, you're home.
Go drunk, you're home.
Have another beer. Fucking hell. Getting myself confused.
Are you looking up the reasoning or?
There is something. So there's something about. Yeah, sorry. I just wanted to find a video for this. So there was stuff that was going on at the end. I was watching the game, and at the very end, I saw this really weird handshake because head coach Shannon Harris was very adamant after the win The DC players were running around and celebrating a lot after the win. It did come down kind of close to the very end, but the problem was we're trying to make some kind of push, and it just faltered. But at the same time, this video did pop up here. I don't know if it's going to...
For interim head coach.
He said, get off my effing field.
Good job, Coach. Shannon Harris.
You told me I was a doorman at the headquarters. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. No, I told you. You told me I was a doorman. No, sir. No, sir. You told me I was a doorman. What? Fuck you talking about? You told me I was a doorman. No, I did not.
So, in that clip, head coach Shannon Harris, the DC Defenders, was accusing Skip Holtz saying that Shannon Harris was a doorman because he is an interim head coach. And Skip Holtz said, I didn't do this. You can hear, said, I'm not doing it. No, sir, I didn't say that. Skip Holtz obviously didn't try to instigate the situation further and left. I don't know much of the backstory with this. I'm not in the UFL areas, but this was a
little bit of trash talk that just was getting in.
If you're telling me spring football coaches have this level of beef that's usually only reserved for Pete Carroll and Jim Harbaugh,
or if you're on AEW, I guess.
Yeah, like what?
Or Greg Williams pissing off Vic Fangio trying to kill his players.
Like, did you see? Did you see this when he comes in for this handshake here?
Yeah,
just like immediately turns. Good job, coach.
Shit.
You told me I was a doorman at the headquarters.
You told me I was a doorman at the headquarters, is what he said.
Eesh.
Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Whatever the reasoning behind that, obviously, one feels wronged. Skip doesn't feel like he's the one that, like, again, drama, whatever. But at the same time, there's some animosity here. This could be our first rivalry. I mean, it makes sense. You have probably one of the most, like, not to get into politics here, but you have one of the most liberal cities in America and one of the most blue collar, like, conservative cities in America. Birmingham and DC. What the difference between those two cities is ridiculous.
I don't think that really matters.
That could between the fan base. That could be between the fan bases, just like animosity for the other teams. They played each other a lot.
Again, I think you're looking into something that isn't there.
You're trying to go too much into it because, like, and also that depends if the UFL actually does last for a while.
I mean, hopefully it does, but again, like, there's already animosity between two coaches now, depending on who, if DC stays with this head coach.
Two very similar. It's also hard to tell with the fans in attendance because both these teams have very similar color palettes, especially when it comes to like their merch. So it's hard to tell like who's who in the stadium, especially when the stadium's only half full.
Yeah,
they did say something that attendance was kind of down in the first games this year than last year, though.
Well, let's see how it is in St. Louis. St. Louis is always a good metric. Michigan's not too bad either. Sometimes they can get Ford Field. Goodness gracious, throw the ball away.
Good.
But yeah, tough game here. Came down to the very end. I think it was a 3rd and 18. They got a minute. Again, great scrambling here by the
for a long first down.
Yeah. They get here, 54 seconds left. 2nd and 10.
I didn't see the end, and I don't know what the dagger on the heart was.
Another great run again, like just really getting down the field well. The clock does stop if you hit a first down, but again, wisely ran out of bounds. Great job by Magoo there. 40 seconds left, 2nd and 10. Steps back in the pocket and takes a sack, which you can't do.
Yeah,
and then here's the worst thing: is it stays down, smacks the ball, and is like, "Oh shoot, we gotta go." Waste some time.
Yep.
11 seconds left. Back in the pocket again. Nowhere to go. Still doesn't get rid of it, and that's the game.
Yep. Big old 99 taking him down.
Yep. So yeah, that was the final score. DC gets the win 18-11 at home, their home opener. Also, they did a cool story behind the beer snakes there. Generally, based on the average length of them, based on the number of cups, most beer snakes in total cost, just in order to like make the beer steak with just a set of cups, cost in like the $100,000 range with all of the beers added up. It's like $12 beers or something like that. But I mean, it is expensive, but it's also a pint glass, so at least they're kind of averaging it out pretty well, you know.
Yep. Do we do scores for tomorrow and the weekend?
Yes, I have to just pull that other set up real quick.
Hold on, let me get the notepad out. Fuck, where is it? Because I forgot to update the Excel sheet. It's been a long week for me, so.
It is all good. You can update us next week because this is only week 1, so the scores aren't going to be that crazy. So you can just write. You can just write down what we have for this, and then we'll have to remember to have Gorlami and Mamba message theirs.
Way ahead of you.
Yep.
Let me. Sorry, I'm just so I can get the stuff for the predictions for this week.
Got Stallions and Panthers, Showboats Defenders, Roughnecks Renegades, and Brahmas versus the Battlecocks.
Okay. I mean, you can start the predictions now, just so.
Okay. Yeah, we'll start with the Stallions and Panthers from Detroit, Michigan. Wait, that can't be right. It says the lead passer for the Birmingham Stallions. Yeah, no, it says the lead passer for the Stallions was Magoo with 6. Yeah, they had 89 yards. I don't know why. Yeah, there's some problems here because it says the lead passer is Alex Magoo with 16 yards.
I'm looking at it on Fox right now. It doesn't seem to say that.
That's weird.
I
think they flipped his rushing. I don't know. Anyway, Birmingham Stallions, Michigan Panthers. This is kind of tough because usually the Stallions are a powerhouse, but their first game against the DC was a little rough. And the Panthers looks. I like the new Panthers quarterback, Bryce Perkins. Looked very solid in the game against the Showboats. Was against the Showboats, but at the same time, I liked him. I got a hunch. I like the Panthers by 3.
Michigan by 4.
Yeah, I'll go for 3. Panthers by 7.
Okay, we're on the Panthers train here. Showboats and DC Defenders again from DC, so the beer stinks are going to be out and the lemons might be thrown if there's some bad calls. I don't like picking the Showboat. The odds for like picking the Showboats right now on any betting app must be like 1 in a billion. I don't know. This organization already looks worse than the Browns.
Well, the odds right now are already DC negative 8.0.
Yeah, I'll take DC in this one by 7.
DC by 4.
Showboats have historically been bottom feeders. Give me the Defenders by 10.
Okay. One of the many battles of Texas in this great league. Houston Roughnecks and Arlington Renegades from Arlington, Texas on Choctaw Stadium. It's a bit of a tough one, but I like how the Renegades have kept a lot of their roster together. Saul Canelo and Luis Perez was a dangerous matchup or connection last season. I think it will continue to be this season. So I'll take the Arlington Renegades to win this one by 5.
Arlington by 4.
Arlington by 6.
Okay. And last but certainly not least, we have the San Antonio Brahmas versus the St. Louis Battlehawks in the Battlehawks home opener in St. Louis, Missouri at the Dome of America Center.
It's going to be big.
As always, Battlehawks, P-Hawks, Seahawks, or Atlanta Hawks. Brahmas by 5.
St. Louis by 4.
Yep, give me them Battlehawks by... give them by 9.
So, yep, these are going to be... Actually, I need to look these up on... just so I can get you proper times and stuff like that. Because, again, these are now broadcasted a lot better. So we'll be able to see... Yeah, this is a little bit better. ESPN is good for this. So, obviously... When this video releases on Friday, 8 p.m., Stallions and Panthers are playing on Fox Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC or ESPN Plus. This is on like regular cable, showboats and defenders. Again, I don't know why you're picking the showboats for regular cable, but here we are. And then on April 6th at noon, Roughnecks and Renegades. That's on Sunday, and then at 6:30, Brahmas and Battlehawks. I love it. They're not overlapping. These all look great. They're set up really well. I mean, let's look at some other ones. Do any of them overlap? 2, 12, 3? No. 8, 12, 7, and 5? No. 8, 7, 12, and 3? Like, again, these aren't overlapping. This is awesome.
Oh, and
I wonder.
going on.
I wonder once it gets into like late April, early May, if they're gonna have different time slots.
Here's the first one. Week 8. There's 2 games at 1.
I wonder if that's because of like NHL playoffs too.
Well,
Yeah.
the Final Four is also this weekend, so
8, 3, 12, 3 semifinals. 3 and 6, and then the finals is 8. Like, yeah, and this runs all the way through June 15th. That's awesome.
So they'll be ending like right in time for like I don't know summer camps to start for NFL teams.
Yeah. The UFL is amazing. I really hope it stays around. I hope this becomes a permanent thing. I think the NFL should. I mean, I know the NFL's income isn't like they can't just throw it everywhere, but at the same time, it would be an understatement to say they have some money. I think it's totally reasonable and totally doable for them to be able to support the UFL in a lot of different ways. Obviously, they can't really do farm teams because you would have to have 30-something teams, and that wouldn't really work. But at the same time, I think this league is amazing.
Bankrolled by one of the most famous guys in the world who has millions and millions and millions of dollars from his wrestling and acting careers.
Yeah. Thank you, UFL, for some off-season football. We love it. Hopefully this CBA agreement can be worked and dealt with upon so everyone gets their fair share of revenue from the players to the owners and everything of that nature. So we hope that all works out. But great week of UFL week 1. Week 2's coming up. Some new stars we're going to talk about. Some old guys coming back. We can still talk about players from last year getting better. Guys really increasing their chances of getting to the NFL. You'd love to see it. So make sure you enjoy some football. Stay tuned for episodes. We're going to get closer to the draft. We'll start breaking down some of that. And also, as always, we'll do our draft live show. So we'll start talking about that a little bit more as mid-April approaches. But again, yeah. So we'll probably talk about it next week a little bit. But yeah, enjoy football, enjoy the UFL, enjoy some of the draft speculation, and most importantly, run the damn ball. Have a good night.
Doesn't matter if you run the damn ball.
NHL playoffs start in 2 weeks too. Yay!
I don't care. The Bruins.